What's up, ladies and gents? Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate your time. Social Nerds here. We know that a lot is going on in the country concerning immigration, deportation, people that have migrated to the United States lawfully and in an unauthorized way are being called out. They are being arrested. All kinds of things have been discovered. And I think what happens is a lot of people see immigrants as humble, pious. They really don't do anything wrong. They walk a straight line, when actually a lot of the places that these people come from have unfavorable conditions. And there in that unfavorable land is where they develop skills to do unauthorized or unlawful or scamming or fraudulent type crimes, right? And in this case, this man is really successful. KP George. KP George out of Fort Bend County in Texas. Listen, this is very interesting because this guy is attached to fake racial slurs, fake posts to try to make sure that people see him as someone being discriminated against, and also money laundering, right? So there's different things going on with this man. And I would say that it's very successful if you become a judge in the United States, right? Not just anyone can do it. But what I find is people think that it's just hard work why some of these people that come into the United States are successful. That they just use that opportunity to the best of their ability and it propelled them to where they are, right? Right? We hear, I work hard, I came without a dime, blah, blah, blah. We hear that a lot. When a lot of these people are doing anything, taking any opportunity, be it a fraudulent scamming one, to reach their goals, right? So let's just get into this. You can find this story online. But I'm going to use AI. They compile the information pretty well in this AI information. Texas Judge KP George. The case is 2024 through 2026. The allegations are prosecutors accuse Fort Bend County Judge KP George of knowing about or participating in a scheme where his chief of staff, Tarell Patel, used a fake Facebook account. The profile was called Antonio Scalawag to post racist slurs against George to gain sympathy and votes during George's 2022 re-election campaign. And let me just say this. I'm just using the actual words written in the documentation that I'm referencing because it's part of the story. I do not advocate for celebrating the disparity of anyone. I don't bully. I don't endorse bullying. I do not wish harm on any person, right? Back to this reference article compiled by AI. The fake hate crime. The investigation found that racist messages sent to George were actually generated by his own team. George denied knowledge of this and initially claimed he was a victim of hate. We've heard similar things like this before, right? If we could take a step away from KP George and remind ourselves that out there in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Somali fraud people were, going to say that their benefits concerning their businesses and grants and whatever monies were being disallowed due to racism, right? So what has happened here in the United States, people have learned about civil rights, about the different bad things that have occurred in the United States, particularly to ethnic Black Americans. They get on a bandwagon of fraudulent racial claims, right? In order to get what they want. That happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Back to KP George. Guilty plea by his aide In April 2025, Tyrell Patel, George's chief of staff, pleaded guilty, admitting to the scheme, implicating George in the process. So Tyrell Patel, the chief of staff, admitted to those fake racist posts. This admission implicated the judge. The actual conviction, while the investigation into the fake racist post is ongoing, George was indicted. George, the judge, was indicted for misrepresenting his identity for a fake Facebook account. However, on March 20, 2026, this year, March 2026, he was convicted by a jury on 2 counts of third-degree felony money laundering in a separate case where he allegedly moved over $46,000 in campaign funds to his personal account. So this man moved $46,000 from campaign funds to his personal account. So, if you watch this man interview, he's really proud that he's the first person in his ethnic group to hold the position of judge in the area where he lives, right? Right? We understand how proud some of these people are to accomplish, even if it is done in a very illegal way. Okay? Like making people sympathize with you and making fake racist slurs comments against yourself along with other people that are aiding you doing it, right? You're okaying them to post this information, right? And I read that in another article. The judge is pretending or was pretending not to know he was implicated. And it turns out that there seems to be some evidence where the person who's going to post the racial slurs, the aide, runs it by him and asks him, is this good enough? These people are really something else, right? So George is awaiting sentence for money laundering conviction. He's facing 2 to 10 years in prison and still faces a misdemeanor trial in May 2026 regarding the fraudulent social media post. What do you think should happen to this man? He's an immigrant here. I don't know if there'll be anything else charged against him besides what we know. I don't think he can get deported back. He's a citizen. So it depends on when he came here. If he came here as a child with his parents, that's a different story. But if he came here at an age where he himself can complete immigration papers, I would not doubt if someone in legal, authority wants to look into his questionnaire concerning immigration, right? I don't know. I'm speculating, right? We'll continue to watch Social Nurse.